Hello and welcome back once again to the ESL Pro League Finals. I'm Alex Machine Richardson once again and always joined by Devil Walk and Vendetta. It's so good to have you guys here at the desk, and Titan versus 3D Max is about to take place. First off, of course, we have to get the map veto down and out, and we were saying before when we were talking about maps that we actually don't have such a clear idea. Let's not forget how clear, it's 100% were the words that came out of your mouth. You knew what was going away in that previous one. These teams, a lot more difficult to predict. It's already been said that Titan are kind of have a little bit of an easier job here, where they're basically more of a case of they can handle anything 3D Max throws at them in their books. So the question then I'm going to pose to you guys is, what would 3D Max be comfortable playing? They've met twice recently. I have those on my screen, or I had them. I've gone on a different rampage. They are gone. Okay, but never mind. I think it was Cash and Mirage, if I'm not mistaken, from my memory. And any maps that spring to mind immediately when we try to think of like easy to go to maps for 3D Max, what would they be looking to play, if you have any idea?
I mean, the maps you actually pointed out.
Cash and Mirage.
Yeah, Cash and Mirage, and because I'm pretty sure that Cash is one of their best maps, 3D Max. You know, people can correct me if I'm wrong, but they played at the Katowice offline qualifiers, and they did really well with.
That's how they secured the spot, actually, because of mouse sports.
So I would imagine they playing that map, but it's like they play the maps that everyone can play, right? Everyone can play Mirage, everyone can play Cash, everyone can play Inferno, and I'm guessing they're also a nuke team. So they'll look for.
They have played an awful lot of nuke actually. 3D Max, looking at their previous results, and already the bans are underway.
Yeah, and it's actually Titan's veto overpass, which is not a real surprise because they don't actually practice it, but that's something that 3D Max are going to be perfectly fine with because they don't play it either. So that's just Titan pretty much giving 3D Max a free veto here. Cobblestone, as we touched on, not too surprising, seeing how good Titan are on Cobblestone. And, well, Titan actually going with Inferno, so a map they know that they can play, and they can probably play it better than 3D Max.
A very tactical map, very strategy-based, and it's going to be interesting to see how that one plays out.
And then, you know, just as we talked about it, they've played an awful lot of nuke, and they've made their T-sides work, which is something a lot of teams can't do, so obviously, it's going to be dependent on the side, whether or not they can get off to a good start, I think. they still have to get off, well, regardless of what they start as. If they start as T, they have to win the pistol in order to fight out with Titan.
But, I mean, with you saying, like, they have a solid T side, like, a lot of teams that actually prefer nuke don't even have a solid T side.
No, they have a very good CT side.
Yeah,
that's
exactly. So it's going to be interesting to see if actually, obviously, they're picking nuke. So they must have something prepared. They feel confident on it, and getting just 5 rounds on T side is like, okay, we can win this.
Yeah, we've done this.
Yeah,
and the interesting thing for me, obviously, is the fact that, well, Titan can definitely play nuke as well, but I'm actually kind of surprised to see Cash still being in there, because at Gamers Assembly, which Titan played last week, and at the same time as Copenhagen Games, they lost to a team called Subliminal, which shouldn't ring a bell to too many people. I know it certainly didn't for me when I saw MBK tweet about it. So they managed to take out Titan on Cash. That's a very clear sign of a weakness for Titan on that map, and they lost to G-Play as well at that very same event. So that could have also been a possibility for 3D Max, because that's one of their strongest maps. They managed to beat out Mouse Sports to qualify for Katowice on it. So they have to really be confident in nuke, I think.
Yeah.
We still have yet to determine that third map. There's a 3 in the pool. You've already said that maybe expecting to see Cash taken up. And
I think Existence is talking with the rest of the team what they should veto now. I mean, looking at Dust 2, Mirage and Cash, for me, I think both teams are happy with whatever really comes out of it.
Yeah, I think so as well. Actually, I wouldn't be massively surprised if Titan, just based on their recent results on Cash, decide to safe it and veto Cash.
And well, they're going to be comfortable with that nuke pick straight off the bat, because that's a map that we know Titan do favour, and looks like decision could be underway.
They're actually going to veto Mirage.
Okay. Maybe they've changed things up, but Dust 2 and Cash are the remaining choices for the Finns, and looks like there's going to be another discussion once again. Of course, every choice you make here, it can really be the determining factor in this game.
I wouldn't be, I'm kind of expecting the third map to be Cash at this point then.
Yeah, it is. 3D Max wondering why that wasn't
Oh, it's got to be Dust 2. Okay.
They vetoed it. Oh, I tell a lie. Okay, so we're going to be seeing Dust 2 as our third, Nuke the second, and I need to find my pen so I can write that down. There we go.
So starting things off on Inferno, and well, Nuke is obviously going to be the map to look out for.
Yeah, I'm really interested in what 3D Max can bring to the table on Nuke.
Yeah, when they play versus Orbit at Copenhagen Games, they were the first team in God knows how long to actually use the upper bomb site to access. They went there pretty much every time they had a buy round. They did some sort of an upper push, whether it was an A split through yard or whether it was just straight up in a rush, or if they held off, then reconvened towards the upper bomb site. But it worked for them, and Nasu afterwards said that that was due to rotations, seeing how Orbit's set up, how their rotations worked, and all that stuff. I'm wondering if they're actually going to see Titan play a similar style, or if they're still going to think that the upper pushes are going to be effective versus them. I hope that they're still going to try upper rushes quite a bit this game, because I can see them being shut down if they start doing what pretty much every team does, which is do that smoke screen out in yard and then kind of just run into Kenny S.
It can go horribly wrong, it's true. And let's turn our attention to then Inferno, Jonathan. Maybe for those at home who don't have as much insight, could you provide a little bit of just overarching insight on what you expect to see on Inferno, the bias, and also what maybe a T round looks like?
Well, I'm expecting a lot of map control-based play and a lot of confidence on Kenny S and Apex to kind of find those entries. I mean, Inferno on the T side is a map where you kind of want to take banana control and gonna take apartments control and then decide what you want to do. Obviously, there's some rounds you kind of make like a decision on maybe going for a fast B push if the CTs decide not to take banana. But once CTs get money control, we usually see tendencies of when CTs have Molotovs, basically, they take over banana and make it way harder for the terrorists to get control. So getting an early pistol as T on Inferno can be like crucial to actually getting the rounds you need on the T side.
And with changes to the SMGs and the Tech 9, has T-side Inferno changed at all, Halvor?
Well, I think we've yet to see big changes as of right now, and I still think we talked about it, on the topic of force spies. The Tech 9 armor with Molotovs, after you get a bomb plant in the piss round, still very viable towards that B bomb site, regardless if they have SMGs or a nuclear bomb, but really at that point. So there's still maps where force spies are viable, and the SMGs do not necessarily play that much of an impact, but remains to be seen. And who knows, if they end up in a situation where they don't have the money for Molotovs, etc., then the SMGs can play a big role in apartments and through the A bomb side in general, really, and really let you bolster that economy as a CT.
Looking forward to seeing how this one shapes up. It's time for now for our predictions, boys. Excuse me, I sound like, struggling to breathe, but this is the end of me, guys. Okay, deep breath, let's try again. So, prediction time. What are we thinking, how this one's going to shape up? It seems to me that there is a little bit of a preference towards Titan, and I think justifiably so from past results. But let's not forget what we were saying just not too long ago about TSM and their chances in that first game. So take a deep think before you start putting any numbers on this one. We'll start with you then, Jonathan.
I think this is kind of like a... I mean, it's a flip of a coin, basically, for both teams, because if either one doesn't show up for this LAN, which they have tendency of not doing, and sometimes they're just super good. So for me, it's really hard to predict, but I have to say Titan is favorable with the recent online results they've had, and actually they won a LAN as well. So
it's same explanation, really. I would have liked to have done the prediction after the first map, because then we kind of get a good feel for what kind of Titan is showing up. I'm not going to write 3D Max completely off, but I do think Titans should win this, and even though 3D Max did pick up Nuke, they've had good results on it as of late. I would still favour Titan on Nuke.
I'm going to say 2-0 Titan.
I'm going to piggyback on that as well.
Okay, we'll see how those results shape up then for you guys. And while we have some time, I'm actually interested to talk a little bit about in-game leadership. Now, excuse me, again, I'm having issues. Existence, an individual who everyone seems to praise for his style of in-game leading. It's got a very specific style, and I'm going to pick your brain for a little bit, Jonathan, as when you're preparing your team to go up against a team like Titan, when you know Existence is at the helm, people always claim that he is an in-game leader who gets in your mind and starts to play games with you there. Could you maybe provide some insight with that?
Well, it's just, I mean, the history we've had with the playing Existence teams is basically, I think the first time we ever won against Existence on LAN was ESEA, and they played with a stand-in, and they almost beat us. I'm sorry, I'm getting some...
It's catching,
spread,
whatever is going on.
You know, it always seems like even though we know he's in our mind, we do something different, but he counters that. You know, he's very, you know, methodical in the way he thinks, and he uses a lot of anti-strats when he prepares. He's very, like, into detail what needs to be done.
And I'm looking forward to seeing how this one favors them, as it is now time for the game. And that gives me great pleasure to introduce your casters, who I think is Lauren and Semler. I don't want to get that wrong, but if it is, take it away, Lauren. Take it away, Semler.
Thank you so much, guys on the desk, doing a brilliant job. And it is me and Semler. It's the first time we've been able to cast together as well, so I'm pretty pumped for this. But, of course, this is the ESL Pro League, and we are getting kind of into this one a little more. And how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm thinking you're pretty merciful there. I would have, like, I would have hit back a little bit. I think that was Machine who...
I'm not sure. Was it?
Was it? What's his name again?
I'm not too sure.
Starts with an M.
M or something,
Yeah,
right?
okay. Well, thank you, Machine.
Yeah,
Good
thanks for
looking out.
remembering us, buddy. It's real cool of you. But no, we are now getting ourselves almost ready for that 3D Max game up against Titan. They're just going to get themselves situated in the server as we speak. And the desk broke it down pretty well. It's a pretty beastly map pool we've got coming up. I think Nuke is pretty much my highlight. I'm excited to see. But what are your thoughts on the first map, at least? Inferno coming up pretty soon here.
Yeah, Inferno. Well, yeah, exactly. Inferno's going to be the first map.
Yep.
I think it's kind of a 50-50, actually, if I'm going to
okay.
be frank on it. Because I need to see what kind of shape Kenny is in after this recent update.
Is that not the biggest question now?
That's the biggest thing, because we haven't actually seen him. Well, we kind of did, because there's Gamers Assembly, so you might have been able to see him there a little bit, get some action, but now he's had a week to develop, at least. So what kind of level is he going to be bringing? Are they going to be relying heavily on that AWP on T side, or are they going to instead favor him with a rifle? What kind of adjustments have been made for Titan? Whereas on 3D Max's side, I mean, they can op, but they don't need to. I mean, XArt can rifle if he needs to. He can op. There's some options there. So I don't think that it's going to be like the end of the world for 3D Max. I actually think that this is much more of a 50-50 match than we were, led to believe on the analyst desk. Inferno feels like a 50-50. Nuke kind of feels like a 50-50, even though I would favor 3D Max on it. I mean, and it just feels like 50-50 across the board for me.
And I'm pretty much with you, but I was trying to keep in the back of my mind what I was discussing with Maniac just while we were watching the Virtus Pro game. And we were having a little chat, just kind of talking it through. He was just trying to keep eyes on the opponents, of course. And this guy, he theorized perfectly how that game would end, as he discussed with Sean. But he was saying, we've underestimated teams like 3D Max before. I'm just trying to think in my mind, how will they then overcome it? How can they just keep them completely under check? He was like, we're going to treat them like they are the best team. We're treating them like they're a Fnatic and NIP. We're going to focus so hard on these guys. I'm curious to see if that comes out just straight away into this map, like instantly showing that real pressure that they can bring.
It's a mental weakness that they've had for a long time. They perform against the top 8, and then they bottom out versus the bottom 8 or into 10-16. Like, they just cannot seem to compete or keep it together versus these teams. So it's interesting that they say that they're going to try and focus on them as if they were the best, but then you still have it in the back of your mind like, this is still 3D Max, right? So are they going to be able to actually trick themselves into really getting into that mindset that they show versus the best, versus the Envies, the Fanatics, the Nips? So that's the big question. There's lots of questions. That we have going into this, and I'm hoping that we're really going to get some definitive answers.
Yeah, for sure. I think you can see them just on your screens right now facing off. The knife round is underway. Just going to choose which side they begin on, get that one started. And it looks so far like it should be 3D Max's choice, and it will be. Zark going to close that one up, so probably going to pick up that CT side, get it rolling, get that started. But what can we look at Titan on the T side as well? Because is this where we'll see Kenny maybe starting to experience with the AWP, experiment it a little bit? How's that going to pick up, do you think?
That's it. We get to see, he's going to go for that. I mean, he's obviously, or ideally, going to go for the AWP Tech-9 combo, and he is lethal with that Tech-9. Tech-9 hasn't been nerfed in any way, shape, or form. It's still just as powerful. So,
for sure.
Kenny with that Tech-9, he can ruin your day. And then we have to see, AWP. He's not going to be able to go around. Kenny does really favor, or he likes to be scoped as he comes around angles. He really did appreciate that style and just, the quick scoping, everything like that. So is he going to make that adjustment? Is he going to be able to actually instead, go around that corner, scope, aim, fire, all of that, that new process that you have to go through, is he going to be able to shine with that? That's what we're about to find out, because we're about to go into the pistol round here. It is going to be the first round, the first map of this best of 3 between 3D Max and Titan.
First pistol coming in, and everyone going for armor on the T side. No Tech 9 drops, nothing like that. We're not going to have an Olaf maybe to start this one out with, but already 3D Max on the CT side, Titan on the T side. And I am just so pumped to see this one get started. And already, second mid's absolutely flooded with T players. And actually, Stonder's in a great spot here.
Yeah, this is a straight up envy. Kenny's going to run in, pick up the first headshot. This is all about getting the kills quickly, but Caron is just holding out in apartments. He's doing a fantastic job. He manages to stay alive versus Apex as well. What is this? They've managed to completely shut down this push thanks to this one man here who gets a 3rd kill. He could get the 4th as well. He stays alive. He's going for the YOLO knife, and he does get the shank in. What?
Unbelievable play to start off with for 3D Max. That is going to put Titan on a little bit of tilt right there, and a little bit maybe an exaggeration. Maniac now last man up in this, 11 HP. Bomb not with him, smothered by those CT players, up by second mid, and he's looking for something, but I think Zart's going to be the man to take him down. Great connection though. Can he make anything out of this? I just don't see it working for him. Disturbed, even catching a glimpse here. This guy's working hard, but Zart going to close it out. And what an insane round from 3D Max.
What an insane round from Caron, man. That is absolutely ridiculous. 3 kills and an assist, just doing so much damage. And that's the big thing. Like Titan, this is the reason I say it's an Envy play is because this is very common for Envy. You know, they go five Kevlar, Happy goes off and does his own thing, and then 4 of them just go barreling into someplace and crash into the defense. The only difference is that Envy just nail all their headshots, and Titan this time around, they got bogged down. And look at the change up from 3D Max.
Damn.
They go 4 UMPs and a Pro 90. That's disgusting.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. These 2 buy-ups are what they're going to go for. We've got the Tech 9 disgrace on the T side and the UMPs here. So a little bit of a beastly battle about to go down, but once again, Apps completely taken over by the T side. This time, maybe hoping to not get shanked in the end. The P90 now in the hands of Curran. So a little bit calmer now, a little bit slower. You can see the control from 3D Max is pretty damn pressuring. They've got smokes down. They are taking this map as they come, and they mean real business here. They're not looking scared at all.
No, they know that they can take it to Titan. They know that they can win. So 3D Max, I mean, they got the perfect start. Now they get an opportunity to farm up a little bit. Titan didn't waste any time, though. They did go for a Tech 9 armor buy, so they are going to be fairly dangerous. And you can see this with how 3D Max are passively holding these angles, only going for quick little shoulder peeks like this, not pushing down mid, not pushing down banana. They know what's coming to them. And now they start falling back, so they have already these positions set up that crossfire on short, the man checking arch, and this is it. Kenny already starting off strong, taking out Caron, and it's going to be down to the man on site, Disturbed. He's already racking up the frags. He could get a 3rd one here, and he does, and that's the important bit. He just needs to stay alive.
Maniac and RPK going to try and do some work though, and that's brilliant from RPK, coming towards side, taking down Disturbed. 2v1 though, Zart a little bit further back, going to be making his way around. What can he find here? 1 in pit, bomb going down. RPK stops the plant, actually goes for the peak. Zart just punishes him, but Maniac switching on its head. Last second coming in, 1-1. And the Tech 9s and P250 still so strong.
Still very strong, still a lot of kills coming through, but that was way too risky. That is like the ultimate confidence play to come off of that bomb plant and take that fight straight up. If you fail to tag him or kill him
at that time,
your teammate isn't going to be able to kill him fast enough with 7 seconds left. Your teammate's in pit. He's not going to be able to get the bomb and get the plant. He has to get that frag. Just wild already, right out the gate. Pistol round was crazy, second round as well, and it just keeps on going. Look at this buy.
They're just stringing together everything they can. Stonder, they're getting a little aggressive, and we know this can do damage, but the Mag 7 now maybe going to be put to the test. Can it compete up there with the other slightly questionable guns? And a little bit of a shoulder shows, and Existence deals with him well, though, this time. And Garon going to have to back out of there, try and reposition a touch, because, well, that CZ maybe not as powerful as it used to be.
Yeah, it's just he needs to consolidate the defense, right? Fall back to pit, set up the crossfire, take advantage of the choke point. That's what has to happen. Natu tries to go and be sneaky, you know, tries to sneak through that smoke. Instead, Caron is going to be on short. He could get the double, and he does. Gets the parting shot. He's got the swag, but he nearly gets that shot off. Good timing there by RPK to shut him down, and RPK right now wrecking house. Gets another follow-up kill.
Unreal stuff coming out. Titan looking confident even after losing that first pistol round coming straight out. We saw RPK doing some real damage in round 2, but even in that final one just then, looking confident, everyone looking so strong. But this play coming out, just catching him on the heels there, and it was so close.
That was his last bullet. He had 0 bullets.
Beautiful, absolutely insane. That's something that you dream of when you get that CZ in your
Yeah,
hand,
boy.
you know what I mean? So 2-1 right now. Titan looking pretty calm, looking like they wanted to turn this, and a clean eco basically coming out from the CT side. Just going to put it all together. put themselves on towards B. 4 men stacked there and just 1 out on the A side. I think that's going to be disturbed there. And Maniac with his P90, it can do so much damage, let alone what's in Existence's hands as well.
Yeah, versus, I mean, no Kevlar. This Pro 90, he could wreck the entire team. If he keeps his cool and controls the spray, they're trying to just spray him down as well. All 4 of them facing him, and he's not going to get the knife. He gets denied in the end. But then RPK decides to step in, and with the Tech 9 calmly clicking away, just takes his time, forces Caron back, and overwhelms him. Still, for a hard eco, that's actually very good work there for 3D Max. Getting 2 kills out of that isn't too shabby.
No, not at all, especially when you're faced with that P90. You can almost feel like it's over. And these Tech 9s, they don't stop. Still had, what, how many bullets left in that clip? Keep looking at it. He's still got 10 to play with. Those Tech 9s, absolutely unreal how much you can kind of spread out with them. So, first big round coming in. P90 still with RPK. Natu as well, sticking with the UMP. This is kind of a strange little buy-up we're going to have out into the 5th round, but already T-side going to be looking towards second mid, taking their time. Deep smokes in towards Banana, denying that early Banana control as well.
Yeah, they want to make sure that Titan are going to have to bleed time off that clock, start working their way towards apartments, so now they can get an idea of where they're set up. They know that apartments are lost now at this point. Titan have cleared out this position, and they're also running around mid. Kenny making quite a bit of noise there, so this is actually some decent information for 3D Max to play off of. And there you go, the flash in. Unfortunately, the timing is just off. Disturbed, not quite able to spot the 2 Titan members who are lurking up there in the hallway.
And already putting 4 players towards A, leaving Zart fairly aggressive on Banana and leaving everyone else here once again disturbed. Going hunting, he's going to spot out Existence, gets 1. Oh, just about to snap to the second. That P90, we know what that can do. And now Apex in that 1v1 gets denied by Zart. And B becomes such a hard task. 40 seconds left, still has a smoke. So much control still in this map for 3D Max.
Wow, and Disturbed just stands down and he actually takes that battle versus RPK and wins it. So important. Now it's down to the 2 remaining members here for Titan, Kenny S and Maniac. Maniac down to half HP, pushing up short. Going to use that Molotov to force that man out into the open. That's Stonda getting hot feet. But they're running out of time. 20 seconds. They still haven't got a frag here. Caron gets spotted out. Maniac trying to click him away, but it's not going to happen. Stonda instead takes the peek and takes out Maniac's teammate. Kenny S is down, and Maniac, the last man alive, doing the best that he can. But there's just no time, not enough bullets, not enough HP. He gets overrun.
3 Max starting to actually look pretty damn good. And Apex on 0 to 5, not what I'm used to here. Kenny S fairly slow to the beginning, but RBK, obviously we saw that round that he had not too long ago, and on the other side, everyone from 3D Max starting to really find their footing here, and why not? Once again, early starting smoke down to the bottom Banana, going to give that slight control to the CTs. T-side, going to go for the... They do have the AWP actually, so Kenny S this time will have the AWP in play, so I want to see how well he can do with this. Taking over second mid, looking to get control of apps, and Maniac just sitting back there.
Yeah, Maniac actually is taking a bit of a break. What I know now is that Maniac does tend to handle the mid-round calls. Existence will go into the round and have a plan, but then Maniac gives his input and starts the mid-round calls actually, so he's been giving a lot of support to Existence in that. Wondering, he's still just kind of floating over there. Nyek, I see the manager, he's over there trying to poke around, so wondering if it's a tech issue. He's kind of messing around with the PC there. You can see it in your camera. But they can't pause mid-round like this, so this is basically Titan just trying to hold, just trying to see if they can't catch somebody peeking, but instead it's going to be cut on, and the trade kill as well. RPK finds Disturbed, but then gets instantly turned on, and Existence not going to get anything done here in apartments. They're going to be able to shut him down.
Kennis is trying to come and back him up. I think he's just behind him and already just cut out completely. They're going to have to back away from here. And at the moment, they've got no real entry to these sites. Yeah, they took down Disturbed, but it still looks so hard to break in. Stonda back on the rotate, and it looks like Titan just want to play this one out as long as possible. There's surely got to be an issue with Maniac here. I'm not sure what's up. He's finally getting moving, but 25 seconds. Team's already looking to keep these guns where they are.
Yeah, 20 seconds. Yeah, exactly. It turns into an eco round. Really awkward.
Really strange coming out from them. I hope all the issues are fixed pretty soon, because this was a pretty big round that they're now kind of on the back foot on. They had the open play, they had the full buy-up as well. You know, it's a pretty tough way to get tied up all even now, 3-3.
Yeah, we can see, we can see with the state of the money just how important this round was. Titan spent all of that bank that they'd farmed up with SMGs. I mean, nearly all of it has been invested in this round here. So for them to be holding on like this, that's going to be deflating.
Yeah, hopefully we can get an update. I'm not sure if... I don't know, I don't see a pause coming in. That's the strange thing here, so...
And they're just going to keep going with it? Oh, Maniac is moving now.
He's back in with us. It looks like a mouse issue or something. He seems like almost uncomfortable with the setup. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. Maybe the admins will give us a quick update so we can let you guys know. But Kenny going to be boosted up for the cheeky little peek down towards Banana Car. So no one fancying their chances yet. Zart and Natu, who've both been playing B, just sitting back pretty passive there for that opening stuff It's always quite good to see, not allowing Kenny S an easy pick into this round. But it looks like everything's back to normal in a way. Sadly, RPK this time will be just down to the P250, a bit of armor in play, and Apex with a Tech 9.
Yeah, Apex with a Tech 9. I mean, they do manage to get a reasonable buy out of it. But again, it's like those members who actually had money as well, who would have benefited from the loss bonus, they lived. So they weren't able to expand on that. So just really awkward there for Titan. But they continue. They continue to just press forward. And we'll see if they're able to reset mentally for this round here. Existence taking point in apartment, spots out the man holding up there. That's Stonda, and there's a man on short as well that's disturbed, peeks out, manages to pick up the kill onto RPK. He loses his teammate Caron, actually, to Apex with the running Tech 9, but then Natu steps in, takes out Apex. That crossfire, very effective on quad right now.
It's absolutely sublime. Then now Existence is the last man standing. Looking at the CT side, they've only lost one, and Existence missing the shot. Their Disturbed will clean up, and 3D Max finally take control of this game after only leading the first. And, you know, Titan, they look like that round just put them on tilt so bad there.
Yeah, you can see, I mean, it's got to be some frustration. I mean, it seems like every time something goes wrong, it has to be Titan as well. Yeah. It's like their fate to just have like tech issues, etc.
The curse is real.
Yeah.
But 4-3 now, onto the pistol. Now, Ecos, it's been a discussion point. They're just going for P250s, a Deagle in play. Titan maybe just looking to try and get a couple of pickups here and there, try and take maybe a gun away if possible. But look at the way 3D Max are playing. They just look so solid overall.
Yeah, and they're making the right calls as well. They aren't peeking out into mid. They aren't taking unnecessary risks. They don't quite know at the beginning what Titan are going to be throwing at them. They can assume pistols, but then, you know, do you want to run into a deagle and get one deagged? Exactly, right? You're going to drop that much value for just taking a peek on info that you don't necessarily need, that you know you can choke them out and just hold passive. Again, with the aggressive B plays here, you know, from XR, just be controlled. That's all they need to do. So 3D Max right now, they have everything going for them, and it's just Natu, man. How many rounds has he had the UMP now? Like, he just doesn't upgrade.
Yeah, he seems pretty comfortable with it, but actually Apex, we talked about that Deagle coming into practice, and he will find Zab, but Natu...
That's the bomb.
Exactly, he's got the bomb down, he's on his side of the smoke as well. He can just sit this one out as long as that smoke sits there, and Natu feels comfortable. He's got that UMP. That guy's going to be making some serious bank if anyone else walks through that smoke. And it looks like they're lining up for him. Molly comes in, brilliant timing towards it. Apex getting roasted here, forced to peek out. Natu will deal with him. And it just looks like Titan is struggling from pillar to post.
Yeah, and this is all they have to do. Natu, he decides to peek behind the flash. But again, behind a flash, they aren't really giving anything for Titan to work with. Titan are just holding, hoping that somebody gets ahead of themselves. And there you go. Natu overextends and gets punished. That's what needs to happen. But the Molotov is going to go down. That's going to barbecue one. And Stonda steps in to pick up the remaining frag with 10 seconds left on that clock. But what happened with Titan just running that bomb through that smoke? I mean, that pretty much committed the team for the rest of the round to have to get up there and get that bomb back. Just worst case scenario there for the French-Belgian Swiss team.
Mixture. For sure. And it looks like Titan now finally can get themselves, hopefully, back to that nice plateau. So they kind of reset what happened the last couple of rounds, maybe, and focus back into this. Maniac is moving. Kenny's does have the op. Everyone's brought up. Everyone's got what they want here. Titan gonna get a little bit of an early foot towards Banana, maybe not giving it completely up. That Molly gonna really strangle them down, and once again, smoke after smoke, flash after flash, and Natu waits. Zart's gonna find RPK, but there's a breakthrough. Finally, Maniac gets one, but still, there is Zart who gets a little aggressive. And now B is looking a little open, but does Titan go for the commit here?
Yeah, they're going to have to. This is the best chance that they've got. Molotov to go down, however, so that's going to limit Apex. He's way too low on HP to go jumping through that. It actually buys the necessary time. Titan, they're just now going to be able to make it onto this site, but the bomb isn't there. They need to get the bomb plant, but already the rotation having come through. Disturbed, in position on coils. Doesn't spot the man second. He does, just in time, but Existence looks up and takes him out as well.
This 2v2 is going to be insane. Stonda, I think, caught a glimpse just around the smoke of Apex. And now the last man in this is Existence, who's going to make a bit of a break for it. He's got 40 seconds. He can get to the site uncontested at this rate. Garon had already rotated to the bottom of Banana. Stonda, as you saw, was sitting by ruins, so he can at least get a bomb plant here. But look, he's waiting for that rotate. He knows Garon was there. He's going to go for the challenge, catches a glimpse, but great play again from 3D Max. A little bit of an overextend, you could argue on Banana at the start, but the retake, the control, was perfect.
Yeah, they did exactly what they had to do there. They also got the call, basically, to cut Existence off. Existence could have gone straight for that, well, straight for that plant, but...
And then what situation would he have been in then?
Oh, exactly. What situation is basically he's making the money, right? He's playing it safe by guaranteeing the money for the team in the next round, but he also realized, well, we have enough bank to actually buy up in the next round. I might as well risk it and go for the win. Because if he can turn that into a 1v1, it's very likely that he can win that round. And they're already on 3 rounds right now, Titan. They only really need a couple more. So take the risk. You still have 6 rounds to work with. You know, this is one of them right here. So I don't. It's like I'm okay either way, right? You know, if he goes for the plant or if he goes for the win, both ways actually have their benefits.
Maybe showing he's still confident in the team and just still confident to go for this sort of play. Just saying, you know, he's on a good keel right now, not too frustrated at the scoreline. Even though they did have those couple of issues, they seem to keep themselves in the right mentality. But looking at it so far, we've got less than a minute left, and you can see that just so much control over the map is still being put in place by 3D Max. I love how many smokes they play out, how passively they hold these angles. They make Titan work for every single step they take towards any site, any control, and it's buying so much time for them.
Yeah, the smokes are already used, but then look, the Molotovs, they had 5 incendiaries to play off of. So again, Titan gonna be roasty. I mean, Apex down to 82 HP as he tries to rush through. They get control of mid, but again, 30 seconds left. Not a lot of time to work with here as the smokes go down on this A site, but that one of them is blocking off balcony right now. We're going to have another one. This may be the Fnatic plant coming out here. They're just going to try and YOLO onto the corner and get the bomb down, and it looks like it's going to work for Titan.
Existence does get the plant in, but here comes that retake play. Natu already off from B, comes around, finds Maniac, and you can see the last 3 players going to try and make a stand. Kenny S with the rifle this time, fighting 2 for himself, defending what he can. But now 3v2, the CT side looking a little hungry. Zark comes in, finds Existence. It's all Kenny S, and he can't get it. Zark comes around, retakes perfectly from long, and that defuse is going to be comfortable for 3D Max. And they're just looking prepared for everything.
Ample time. Really nicely done, though. Really nice execute coming out from Titan, actually.
For sure. To get
Even
that
with
bomb
30
down.
seconds left. Yeah, exactly. Everything went according to plan. 3D Max were so far off of that site, they couldn't do anything about stopping that plan, even if they saw the smoke going down.
Yeah.
So just very nicely done there by Titan. Unfortunately, they don't win out in the clutch, but they're going to have ample money here. They're going to be able to full buy going into this next round, and they're going to get another shot at it.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. Let's see if they go for it again. To be fair, it's seemingly been like A all the time. There's been so few opportunities on towards B, and they've just been denied that early banana control that, you know, Devilwalk was talking about earlier, but a little bit of a speed-up play from Titan. They're going to make a quick push towards that CT arch, but Disturbed was waiting. Flash comes through. He's going to commit off the back of it. Actually, an early peek. Stunning from Disturbed, just stopping Titan in their tracks. Apex can do nothing as Natu was waiting. And 3D Max looking pretty solid.
Look, 3D Max are looking like this is their map.
Yeah, they put their authority just stamped down on this now.
Yeah, they're knowing exactly what to do. Disturbed actually getting a bit of a giggle there at the end. I mean, yeah, he played this arch position perfectly. And this is basically Titan, again, just trying to play speed, play for speed, go fast, get in their face. But the issue is that if you're going to play this style, if you're going to use the battering ram tactic, if you come around that corner, you need to take that guy's face off. You cannot give up 1, 2, 3 frags just trying to break through a single position versus a single man. Envy it works because they just walk in and insta-give everything that moves that has a pulse.
There are some people who can pull off the unbelievable sometimes. The shots they can hit, absolutely second to none, but if you're not on point, going for that play, as you said, dangerous. But still, Titan now left with very little money here, going to scrap it together to kind of get those Tech 9s in play. We've seen enough rounds turn from this. I hate to even doubt it these days, but Zard showing that control, just showing he knows what's up. Maniac goes down, and already T-side looking a little bit struggling here, Titan.
Yeah, they're really, I mean, now they're in deep. They look like they had a shot at it, but
yeah.
Ever since that 4th round, it really has not worked out for them, although they are going to go rushing straight up on Banana with the Tech 9s. This is a real threat, and they're going to catch out Xart. This is solid. Flash there, and Natu decides to take the fight. Back off, Natu. Wait for the rotation. Wait for the cavalry to get in, and he makes the right call. Backs off to the side, and now they're going to be able to have that crossfire set up. Now it's down to Titan. Do they get the read? They still have 30 seconds. They could commit to the B site, or they could wrap back around to A, but it looks like it will be B. And Stonda's already in position with the AWP, just ducking and weaving, doing the best he can to just buy more time for Natu to start laying into him with the rifle. Kenny, however, will be able to take out Natu, so there's the opening, but then Disturbed with rotation through CT. Catches it on that long line, and Stonda now knows exactly where Kenny is playing from. But with 10 seconds left, it's now impossible for Kenny to win this round without getting the kills.
And he knows that. He's going hunting for it, but 5 seconds left. The bomb is so far away. It might as well be on another map right now for him. He will at least maybe be able to keep hold of this. Peeks out, stunner onto Stonda. And got the second on Disturbed. Pixel shot coming through, but not enough to give him the round. But, you know, padding the scoreline, get himself a gun, keeping everyone else at least within good touching distance of good money here. And look at the just absolutely stunning play on that.
That pre-fire.
Unreal. He knew what was up. He
pre-fire.
knew exactly what was coming. But 9-3 still. We were saying that Titan a couple more rounds and they'll be okay.
It's looking
When
really
does
hard
it stop?
for them.
When does that stop? You know, 5, I guess, would still be okay, but Right now, they're getting caught up pretty badly, and that's a big nade coming through towards Maniac so early on.
And leading with the bomb as well. I mean, there's zero subtlety right now coming up from Titan. Maniac just drops that bomb. He peeks and drops, but then Apex is there to get the refrag, and that goes according to plan. They need it at all costs to take out Natu in that position. So now, Titan, they've got the advantage. Even man situation here.
And it looks like they've sped up the rotate as well, off the bottom of Banana down towards mid, but whether or not they actually commit from it, they're leaving Apex up here still. Maybe holding on, trying to keep eyes on maybe Zart and Stonda, who are on that B side. But you can see Kenny and RPK get themselves down, their existence working up through those T-apps. But 50 seconds, they're starting to run this clock a little low, and Apex getting caught by Stonda there, maybe not expecting both of them.
Info though, info. He now knows that there's 2 guys on that site. One of them could be rotating with the AWP, but there's only 2 guys on this A site right now that Titan have to deal with. They have to land the shots. Disturb gets flashed. He thinks he gets flashed, but RPK, not blind, will take his face off, and we're into the 3-on-2 here. Caron, this is the key position now. If he can stay alive in pit, he can completely ruin Titan's day. Titan will never get out onto this site, but there's the smoke to force him out, and RPK delivers again.
Huge shot from RPK. Now it is a 2v2. The bomb can safely go down from RPK. Existence can get set up to a degree, but which position would you rather be in right now? The CT or T's books, because this is going to be a hard one to lock down for the T side, but we saw how confident RPK was last time here.
Yeah, and great positioning there by Existence that sets it up for RPK. RPK still just holding solid from the site, and RPK gets a quad kill. Thank you, sir. There you go. If you're a Titan fan, you're just bowing down to RPK right now because he just delivered. He walked in and hit every shot he needed to. That's the individual performance that Titan desperately need from RPK. The reason they bring him on is because he's like the source god. He just dominated teams back in the years. Now he comes forward, and they're just, it's this waiting sensation. You're just waiting for him to start delivering more rounds like that. So RPK comes in big for Titan and opens it all up.
It's just beautiful to watch, and it kind of allows for the confidence he showed in that prior round when they got the bomb down. He went a little aggressive and stopped the plant just before it went off. So kind of makes a little bit of sense here. But Zart getting confident himself, going to look down Banana, but this time actually peeking out a little more than previous, going to actually commit to these shots, and Natu getting tagged up pretty heavy this time. Titan not losing out much. Maniac holding a lot more of the HP he was previously stripped of. And now 3D Max can reset the game. 1 minute left on the board for the T side. It looks like they're still going to hit this B site at this rate if they maybe find Zart. They know where he's been, but can Zart land the shot? Here comes the play. They're going straight at him. Zart does not have time to adjust. Oh, Natu catching Maniac, but he goes down, and that should be the site firmly open for the Ts.
Yeah, this should all be Titan now. 4-on-4 situation. They've got the afterplan positions. They are boxed in on this site, and it's not ideal as Kenny peeks out and takes out Exart from behind new boxes. Great nade onto him, though. Drops him down to 8 HP. But the time isn't here for 3D Max, and they're not looking too confident. It does seem like they want to take advantage of this smoke to back off. But RPK, he's not interested in letting that happen. He hunts one of them down. That's Stonda gone. But Disturbed, he's still got that AWP. He gets pinned down, however. Hell, if you're going to save the guns, well, Caron may be able to actually... No, he's deciding to run as well. He thinks he's got terrorists hot on his heels. Unfortunately, they weren't able to save the AWP. And that's actually a pretty big loss here for 3D Max.
Finally a breakthrough on towards that site, and it was just that sped up play, waiting out that first smoke and then pressuring off the back of it, and Zart sadly just got completely overrun, and by that point the site was just purged of 3D Max and it was all about Titan. So B looking maybe a little bit more vulnerable. They've got the 5 rounds we maybe theorized would be okay for them to be comfortable on to a degree, but certainly looking for this final one to be picked up on the first half here of the first map. So if this is already the standard we're setting, I can't wait for the next. But look at this aggressive play from 3D Max, going to bring the game to Titan, completely denied as they try to throw together whatever they could. But Titan, wait and receive, 9-6 on the half on the T side. How are they feeling about that, do you reckon?
I think Titan now are feeling pretty damn good. I think 3D Max are the ones who are going to be really struggling because they seem to have everything under control, and then they just started bleeding out. Titan, though, they went about it with the proper approach, it seems. They were just able to gather up every time. There wasn't anything subtle about what they were doing. It really was just like, hey, we're going to get all 5 of us together and we're just going to run in. And they started hitting those shots. Or they started having just a little bit of a wink from Lady Luck, where the man looks away at the wrong time. Natsu's maybe out of position. He's holding in coils, but then he gets overrun. You know, these sorts of plays. So, Titan, they did everything they needed to do. 6 rounds on T side is very solid work. 3D Max are the ones now who have to get their heads back in the game, because you can be sure with how things were going at the beginning of that half, they might feel a little robbed right now, or let down by themselves more than anything.
Let's hope that frustration doesn't get to them too much here. Obviously, they'll be coming to the T side, and that would have a different picture from the start of the T side from Titan here with the pistols. Smoke, nade, flash pull up for Natu and Disturbed, and 3 bits of armor and the Glock still in play for the rest for Zart, Stonda, and Karan. So looking to see where they take this. It looks like already so much presence on B. A 4-man stack towards A from the CTs, and it's going to be Apex to take on 4 of the T players. 3D Max, they are not stopping.
Now they're just going to run and gun and get right onto that side. And this is a bit of a counterplay. This is the mind games between the in-game leaders right now, because Existence, they have been favoring a 3-man stack on B. And so he's thinking, well, they might go on to A, expecting us to have 3 on B in our pistol. So we'll go ahead and put 4 on A and just, you know, hopefully catch them out when they run in. Unfortunately for them, 3D Max, it was like the double-double bluff. You know, they just go straight onto that B site, and Existence is like, damn it, why am I a step ahead? Yeah.
Anti-Stratted himself almost there. It's like, you know, as you said, double bluff. You counter what you think's going to be countered, but then they don't do it. And you just kind of end up getting overrun at B with that one poor Apex player there. But still, all in all, it just means 3D Max get back on towards maybe that plateau they hit when they started to build up in that first half. Now they do get that strange buy of UMPs absolutely everywhere, Tech 9s, and AK with Karan. So looking to maybe invest into this, and look at the aggression coming out from Apex straight down mid, no messing around here. They want to maybe catch someone out, but already a lot of damage coming in, and Apex and Existence and Maniac, I don't know if they're in a spot to do much with this.
Oh, Maniac is in a great position with that 5-7, but they lose Apex, who was holding at bottom pit. He actually got outflanked there, I believe, XR. So this is now going to open everything up on this B site. They aren't aware of it, unfortunately. They don't know where Existence is, but 3D Max will be able to get the bomb plant here, and it's down to Existence now to see if he can't lurk around and pick up a gun somewhere. The only problem is, I believe all the guns have been picked up by 3D Max. All he can find is a Tech 9, and that's not really going to do too much for him.
Exactly that. It was the Tech 9. I think it was, who was it who had it? I can't remember the start. I don't know if it was Disturbed. I'm pretty sure he had a UMP, so someone picked and switched that up. And safe bomb down Existence, as you said, just hunting around for something, trying to look for a gun.
And he realizes, well, okay. There's a CZ there, though, Existence. I mean, you can pick up the CZ and do some damage. Like, no, I am pure. I am pure.
I shan't touch it. I won't. Trying to stay pure for you guys, but Existence there just going to be maybe looking around, as you said, trying to pick up a gun, find something on the way out. If he could gather maybe that AK in Karan's hands, that would be perfect, but I highly doubt he's going to go anywhere near Banana, and they're going to make it outside, and Existence will eventually pick up the CZ, sully himself with it, try and save it for another time.
With like 3 bullets total in the damn thing. Just imagine, that's like as bad as, you never pick up an M4A1 because why do you think that guy's dead? Because he ran out of bullets. You're going to really pick up that M4A1? You're going to die too. Like, so he's left with 3 bullets left. I mean, that would have been a little awkward if somebody came around the corner then.
Sure. But still, it looks, looking at the CT side, still going to be completely clean. And Existence is just going to place himself on B. It looks like the 4-man stack towards A. Maybe once again trying to read into this, trying to maybe get into the minds of 3D Max, understand where they want to play it out towards. But 3D Max taking their time, very cautious here. As time, they could have been up to anything. We saw the aggression they brought out in that preview round.
And it's quite a task when you think about it, understanding the Finn. That is rough. Anybody
I'm yet to learn, man. I'm yet to learn.
Well, you know, the thing is, all they need really is, all they need really is like some Mintu maybe, you know, a jacuzzi or a sauna.
Sauna.
Go and plant in this sauna and then turn the heat up.
No, we're having a great time. Well, if they keep going towards the A side, they might be in a little bit of a pickle here, to be fair, if they're not careful. There are 4 players just tucked into these corners, waiting. And look at that, you can't even see them. They're holding such a close angle. This could be dangerous.
Yeah, they're walking right into the stack. And there is a CZ present. There's Maniac, though. He doesn't need a CZ. He'll light you up with the USP. Disturbed, 1-for-1 trade there. But then again, Disturbed only had the Tech 9. He was kind of like the sacrificial lamb. Run into that site, get us info.
And Existence is right behind them. I wonder if he's going to catch him out. Kenny has to wait on the side, but cleanly dealt with by 3D Max. Every single player being picked up. Existence just waiting out once again in this spot. Nothing to do here.
What can he do? He's in a,
Every time.
Everywhere he goes, he's the last guy alive. And then there's a smoke too, as if, you know, let's add some insult to injury. And unfortunately for him, he could have potentially peeked there and caught them off guard. And he's not even going to get that jumping shot. Double kill for Stonda with the UMP. Just so much money now on 3D Max's side. Look at that. He's got nearly $9,000.
And they still stick with UMPs.
No, don't you dare, 3D.
I'm waiting.
And they still stick with UMPs.
Are you kidding me right now? 12-6, and we've got a not necessarily full board-up team. We've got Existence kind of sitting down on a Famous there, so maybe not ideal, but still pretty well-rounded, and they are sticking with those UMPs. They are confident in them.
Oh, they are. Like talking with Natu, they're very impressed actually with the accuracy, the range accuracy that you can tap with the UMP is like, yeah. I mean, you have great armor pen with it. You get sick money when you get kills with it. You can run and gun with it. Like, it's just like the perfect gun as far as he's concerned.
Well, let's see if that, sort of theory actually pays off into this round, and a big round indeed. First gun round of the second half coming through. And Apex going to drop a little smoke over towards the B side, but that UMP's already picked up RPK. And, well, Existence going to shut that one down. A little bit maybe overzealous play there from Zark, going to get in their faces. But regardless of the fact, still 2 AKs, 2 UMPs for the T side. And 0 commitment yet. They've really not gone towards a site here. And Apex will have to kind of struggle in between.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be down to Apex playing that rotator role. And he's going to, I mean, now it's basically Titan making the expected call, right? Consolidate the defense on both sides. Existence will manage to just barely peek out Stonda there on the edge of that smoke. So a great advantage there gained. I'm not sure if he saw the bomb because we see 0 rotation out of the A site. Nobody moving over there. They're still waiting, and with 25 seconds left.
And look at who's on the little bit of a lurk here. Karan just heading around CT Arch, going to be peeking towards side. He might actually be caught by Maniac. Does get the tag towards him, but goes down. Maniac with a superior angle. But while all that happens, B is being pushed towards Apex, holding onto this single-handedly, takes down Natu. Can he follow up towards Disturb? No! Disturb denies. 5 seconds for the plant, just going to get it down. But he's in a 1v2, and he's got KennyS and Maniac to deal with.
And he's got a fresh smoke to block off CT as well. This is getting nasty. He can now really play the angles if he wants to. Kenny waiting in CT is going to turn away from that flash. But he can get up into construction if he wants to. Kenny holding this angle, realizing they still have plenty of time. He gets peeked out, though, Disturbed with the free fire. Molotov goes down, and Maniac lands the spray and gets the kill. So Titan, this is it. They're on the board on their CT side. It actually works.
They needed it, Titan. They really needed that round. And it got fairly close, let's be real honest here. This pickup from Existence was just brilliant. Just taking down the player who's just peeking. And I mean, that was literally the smallest of angles you could have held there, but makes it count. But still, the money's not going to be perfect for the CTs going forward now. You can see that the Famouses are back out in force. And on the other side, Molly's nades, everything they want is now in their hands. So looking to see where they put it towards kind of being used. And the 3-man start out on B for the CTs this time.
Yeah, there it is. I mean, that's the ante, but then they were just a little bit too late there with the Molotovs. Basically, those Molotovs going down by 3D Max and the flashes as well. Just buy enough time for Titan to back off and reset. So now there's 2 guys waiting over on Arch for Titan. They're just going to try and control mid and go back to a standard hold, whereas 3D Max are now practically on top of this B site. This is perfect now for 3D Max because they also, in the meantime, they had XArt clearing out apartments, so, or rather Disturbed, right? So basically they feel secure in their control of the sites. They can basically go wherever they want at this point.
Let's see where they commit towards. I want to see this play come out from them. It's 57 seconds to do it, and they are slowly testing this B site step by step. Disturbed still taking his time over by A. It looks like this is go time. They're going to be pushing through that smoke. Zart going to break towards the side. It's going to be Existence and RPK in the same corner. This could be a slaughter or it could be a massacre either way for either side. Existence peeks out. Stonda finds it. Current goes in, but RPK only gets 1, and that's 3D Max taking the B site again.
Yeah, man advantage in this hold as well. They still have a smoke on Stonda. They could use that to block off CT if they want to, or block off coils. So it comes down to whether Kenny can land the shots, get the angle right. But there's Natu stepping in. He manages to take that duel and win it out. Apex is gone as well. Natu is just this beast unleashed. He looks like a bear too. So living up to it, man, living up to his reputation. Snores like a bear, hibernates like a bear, just tears people limb from limb like a bear. There you go, Natu.
Unbelievable positioning from that man there on that side. Just playing it ever so perfectly. Every single angle, holding it so well. So Maniac is trying to keep hold of this gun, but he's being swarmed on all fronts. He will at least deny Zart the chance to take him down, and I believe he will live to fight another day. But 13-7, 3D Max really starting to build into this, and the money, as we mentioned previously, on the CT side is looking pretty dire here.
Oh, on the CT side, yes, and definitely, I mean, just really bad. And on 3D Max's side, already resetting rounds, winning rounds, but not only that, all the SMG kills, they're still sitting on fat banks. Stonda could have an AWP the next round if they were to lose this. Wouldn't be a problem. So 3D Max, they have plenty of options. They should be feeling 0 pressure at this point. All the pressure instead is on Titan, who are going for just a big risk buy. Like they're going all out right now, Titan.
I guess they have to at some point. You've got to try and stop it somewhere down the line, but 3D Max just looking so adept towards this patch, looking so ready to play it. Everything kind of building towards the way they want to play now, and setting up for something a little different, not taking the early control into B. Funny enough, where there's a 3-man stack, but looking towards A, where just Maniac and KennyS are waiting. However, Maniac does have a bit of an arsenal here, but it looks like they're starting to build. Maniac awaits, does get the tag on towards Disturb, picks up on towards Stonda, and this is much better from Titan, but it's only Maniac doing the fight here, and somehow, in the Maelstrom, 3D Max lost a good amount of players, and it's a 3v3.
Yeah, they're able to turn it around. Maniac really making that M4A1 count. That's what we're saying. When you want that rifle to be in the right place at the right time, Maniac, he did everything he needed to there. He could have potentially got more, but he did manage to do enough. Now Natu is the one locking down Quad. RPK just going to take a bullet to the face. Oh, great run there by Apex, though. Just goes charging through the smoke, picks up a double. Not going to get the triple, however. And it comes down to the two in-game leaders. This is wild. Existence 1 HP, Natu 26 HP, and Natu turns away at the worst possible time. Just as Existence comes around the corner, Natu looks to short, and that is going to be the round for Titan. But how close is that, Pansy? That is ridiculous.
A second's choice, just to look away. This moment was great from Maniac. There's no taking away from that, but the way the round closed out was down to a second of a choice, just to check. He was literally looking the same way, at the perfect time, but a second too late almost. So regardless, 13-8 now, Titan needed the round, and well, I guess they got it in some form, but as you said, the money is still so strong for 3D Max. Yeah, Zard's down to a Deagle, but look at the rest of them. Molly's in there, Smoke's in there, pretty much everything they wanted to work with, and it looks like they're once again looking towards A, so switching up a little bit.
Xari's like, this isn't a problem. I will have a gun. I'll just take it off your corpse. You know, there you go. Easy peasy. Apex, however, oh, he's going to bungle that nade. Maniac, however, shutting down the push through apartments. This is solid now. They have to worry about Maniac in the pit. Kenny S on site gets overwhelmed. They're managing to trade the frags, and this favors 3D Max. They have the gear to work with as well, but the bomb plant.
Oh, he caught off RPK. That positioning, he knew where these players were, where they're going to rotate from. An Existence now, the unknown entity, the man who closed out that previous round. There's no way he can do this again. Can he bring it to that 1v1? Flashes in, looks for it. Kern knew what was up there, waiting on the other side. He saw that last round, and he's not going to let that happen again. This man is playing phenomenally.
Yeah, he is actually. Everybody on 3D Max.
Stepping up.
Exactly. Like what? Bottom fragging 14, top fragging 20. That's not a big gap.
No.
Not compared to what we were seeing with, like, for example, TSM and VP, where you had some guy in the high teens and the rest of them single digit. Like, everybody right now on 3D Max is stepping up, and everybody on Titan right now, well, they're just reaching out, just trying desperately to find a ledge to hang on to here because they're back down to pistols again. It's a force buy, yet another one to keep 3D Max off of map point.
And bearing in mind, this is Titan's map choice. They wanted this one to begin with. And RPK showing a little bit of class. They're just peeking out perfectly to pick up Zard. But the CZ looking for the crystal clear follow-up. It's sublime coming out from RPK and Apex. Doing the dirty work, but doing it so damn well. And again, clinical control with these absolutely dastardly guns. But one man now left. I think he's got this one quite in the bag here.
I think so too. I think we can be pretty confident here. RPK, he's going to get taken out, but Apex steps in. So 3 frags for Apex, RPK with 2, and just a stellar defense on the B site, managing to hold off Banana like that. And good teamwork as well, because this is the follow-up one after this one. The follow-up, the flash in. So RPK, either he finds somebody or he gets out scot-free, but Titan hold on to the advantage in that situation. That's just insane that they managed to dominate 3D Max outright. So that's going to set 3D Max back, and that actually forces a pistol here. So Titan, they have a shot. They can run it back. They are not done yet.
They've forged their window of opportunity back into this map almost. You've got to say, prior to that moment, you'd have given it almost over to 3D Max instantly. But maybe this is what they needed. That small wake-up call saying, guys, if only 2 players can do it with CZs, I'm sure we can step up overall. But look at this stack. 5 players in towards A. There's 4 going through the apartments. Great flash from Apex, going to slow down Disturbed, who's caught in that molly. And now the 4 players left with just those pistols, going to try and burst out, I can imagine. But Kenny S with Maniac, that crossfire is just unrelenting. Not a single kill picked up for 3D Max. And Titan, maybe starting to lock this one down a touch more.
Yeah, Titan are actually coming back into this. I mean, this is within striking distance now for Titan. 6 rounds, 6 rounds in a row is a little bit of a stretch, but it is feasible. So we have to see. I mean, they've got decent money now. They're going to be able to re-equip, and you can see incendiary nades, everything that they need here. So whatever kind of strategies, whatever they've been pracking, basically, as far as like what are our standard CT holds, now they have all the tools to do that. So they're going to be in their comfort zone. Whereas 3D Max, after that round of eco, they're able to get a decent buy, but it's still with not too skimping UMP in hand and just roasting alive. He barely finds the right spot. Now he's so very low. He's going to try and peek out, and he's not going to get lucky with his shots. Instead, he takes a nade to the face, but this man is indestructible. 5 HP.
The Finnish bear stands once again, somehow 5 HP, as you said, down to nothing, still has a molly, a smoke, a flash. He's got so much utility left towards what he can do into this round, but looking to maybe utilize that as fast as possible. Flashing in, pushing in. Another smoke greets them as they just turn the corner. Existence starts to lurk forward. He finds one. Zart goes down, backs away, loses nothing, makes it back to site. That little lurk and peek, gathering the information and just delivering once again. 4 left standing for T-side, but Disturbed finding Apex is going to kind of rattle things up maybe for the CTs now.
Yeah, that is actually going to shake things. You see Maniac now having to rotate in to cover this position. And he just hears the man stepping, but then it goes silent. So Maniac now going to be a bit in the dark as to what is happening. Whereas 3D Max, they're currently gathered up outside of B. They've got all the nades that they need, 2 smokes and a flash. All you need to get onto that B site if you can get that CT smoke down. But the rotation is in by RPK, so this is still going to be a tough take here for 3D Max.
And we know what RPK is like in these situations. Just pushes straight in, picks up the double, leaving Existence just at the back of the site, holding so stoically. And now final man picked up by Existence, who held his nerve that entire time. And the T side just kind of got pushed and pulled and just picked apart. Existence playing a great role there. RPK making it back round in time as well for the push on towards B. It's starting to look a little dangerous now.
The tank is in the lead. He's at 19 kills now for Titan. Can you hear the treads clinking, you know, just like that engine is revving?
Else I have to listen to, but, you know, he's certainly got it going on right now. And CT side, they're getting confident. Look at these guys. They're going for these peaks, and that's the Kenny S we know.
Yeah, there you go. Kenny with the aggressive peak, takes control of mid, just slaps down XR. And Existence with the HE nade. Existence has been doing a phenomenal job at top banana right now, just with these holds, these lurks at the edge of the smoke, but then also willing to take these fights. Still 3 guys alive here for Titan. They are going to get overwhelmed, however. Stonda's going to take out Apex. Then the counter flash comes out. I mean, that's like Existence trademark right there. Just trying to slow down this push, and it's going to be enough. Disturbed is now the last man alive here for 3D Max in a 1v4 situation. He's got a Tech 9, but that's it. He has no nades to help him take this site.
And it was looking so good for 3D Max until his last couple of rounds, but as we said, Disturbed now only with the Tech 9. He's not even got armor to back it up with. He's going to be looking for a little something here. RPK still on the side, but the crossfire made by Existence is always going to be strong. And 14-12 now. 3D Max going to maybe start a little bit of a worry going on here. They felt they're in control, but it's looking like Titan was starting to find that form we were waiting on seeing. And as you said, it's not impossible to see this run of rounds coming in, but it's certainly going to be difficult. And this is probably going to be the biggest test. It's the best buy-up that 3D Max is probably going to get in this one now. And Stonda going to go in for the AWP. We're going to have Kenny S on the AWP. It looks like Kenny S opting out of the aggressive peak, but RPK going to tuck himself forward. And the T side, no aggression, playing it calm, playing it cool, and actually maybe going for a little bit of a fast play towards A if they commit.
Yeah, there's the Fnatic flash through the smoke, and they're just going to completely take over. Apex is now holding on short. There's the crossfire, however. Apex on short. Kenny on Arch. He takes the peek, and he gets the shot, but Stonda lives. Somehow that was a leg shot. Or he clipped him through the wall. Somehow Stonda is not dead. That is ludicrous.
Blows my mind to see this man somehow not landing that, but he will make up for it. That's Stonda down then. I don't know how that wasn't a kill on the first shot, I'm not gonna lie to you, but Zart, Natu, and Karan, the last 3 in this, being picked to pieces, and Titan just showing that real control now. Everything they fall back to, every single play, is looking almost impossible to break in. Karan gonna go for the quad peek. He does take down Apex, but at this point, 45 seconds, just gonna hold the angle. Maniac actually challenging it. And now 3v2, Kenny S, gonna have to shine again.
Do they have a flash? Yes, they do. Kenny, he's gonna have to back off, and they're gonna be able to get the bomb plant here at least. That's so important for 3D Max. Natu, good positioning here. He's gonna be able to get this bomb plant. Now they can try and set up that crossfire. Karan catches Kenny out, and we're into a 2-on-2. This was a 2-on-5 situation. We're now into an even situation here, and they're expecting both to come up from long, and it's going to come down to Karan with the mad spray, but he can't get it right. RPK connects with both kills and manages to clean things up, and they're going to be able to save Kenny's AWP as well. 3D Max, that's just, again, the wrong read in that situation, but also perhaps a wooden post getting in the way.
Could very well be. And it just seemed so close to being lost then as well. As soon as they started to peak for Titan, they started to kind of get that little bit of confidence, almost overconfidence, and just committing and losing. But
that was like textbook how to throw the round. Allow us to demonstrate. Yeah. We're all going to peak one at a time versus AKs.
For some reason, it just didn't go well, but who'd have thought it? But still, we're going to have to see now what 3D Max can do. They're on the precipice of being on that back foot. They've been leading until this point, 14-13. They've been stuck on that 14th round for so long now. They need to break ahead if they get that at least match point there and look towards maybe closing this out. But Titan's still comfortable, looking good, not looking all that questioned. As soon as they got that full arsenal in hand, they've looked so solid.
It's one for zone. You get the money, and then you start doing the plays that you do in prac, and you just feel good. You start landing the shots, and from there on out, it gets very difficult to deal with. But Kenny, he's got a position on Boiler. Gonna miss that shot. He's gonna shoot right between them, but he lives with 5 HP. That makes all the difference. He is still alive. He's still a threat, and Maniac is here to stop the push as well.
Biggest thing with that ult we know is it doesn't matter if you're 1 HP or 100 HP, there's still so much to be done with it. And Apex, utilizing this mode, going to try and get a position here. He knows they're just on the other side of this. Will he go through it? Will he feel that confident? He could catch out so many. He's going to go for it. He sneaks in, but the flash just holds him back and he backs away.
Wow, and look at the, I mean, just the reserve on Apex, but being able to call that and back out and stay alive, that's so important. But they now know that this is the place that 3D Max have to go. Maniac going to pick up the first. Apex follows suit from the site, and this is now just going to be Caron and Stonda pushing forward up short, and they get both kills until Kenny S chimes in and takes out Xart. RPK with the flank, and he even denies the plan at the end. Titan have done it. They've managed to tie this up 14-14 and stopping that bomb plant from going down. Look at the impact it has. They actually have to go for Tech 9s in order to get full nades.
Unbelievable. And RPK, I think he's showing just absolute sheer class. Not only on Banana at the start, but when he closes on A, he has been astounding. But 14-14 is the scoreline, and 3D Max losing 6 rounds in a row now to Titan. They're going to be feeling that pinch, as you mentioned, forcing up towards those Tech 9s just to get the nades beside them. And I don't know what they can do. They've been struggling on the full buys, let alone these kind of ramshackle thrown together ones. But we know the strength of the Tech 9. Maybe there's something there. Maniac taking a little bit of damage early. Good control over Raps. They've got some Banana control. Maybe they can work something off of it, but Existence, we've seen these flashes, these beautiful bits of play that this man can pull off, just waiting in tow. But it looks like 3D Max just weighing up their options. They're not looking too confident just yet, but Apex has a real good angle on Disturbed. I think he saw that smoke come out, gonna molly, slow it down, and just edge away, still controlling the area. Yeah,
but most importantly here for 3D Max, they forced out a tremendous amount of gear from Titan. It's only 1 smoke left here on the B site, and they're trying to force that out as well. Existence, he's still holding on to it, though. He hasn't thrown that smoke yet.
Yeah.
But now begins to push over on short. Apex steps out, takes that fight, and Disturbed wins a crucial kill. Maniac once again up on the balcony. And this is it. This is his position, his time to shine. That smoke is going to close that angle off, and they're actually changing it up. They're going to go back to B site with 28 seconds left.
This is gutsy play. Zart's on the verge of pushing in. Existence is the first in line. Perfect flash doesn't catch him, but it will be Existence with the peak coming through. Slow down the rest, and look at this cleanup crew coming in. RPK again gets the double. Existence closes, and Titan get on 15 rounds. This is unbelievable. 3D Max was so close, yet it just seems Existence everywhere they go, just slapping them back.
And they use that, I mean, well, Existence in the perfect position, RPK also with the perfect rotation timing, but most importantly, 3D Max used all their nades to get onto A site. So what were they going to have left to go for B? Unless they got that kill instantly on Existence, if he was, peeking out in Banana, too far forward, overextended, they had none of that going for them. And then running past that crossfire, it's just a slaughter. It's a suicide move. And 3D Max, well, nothing worked out for them that round. And here we are with the force buy scenario, but Disturbed is going to start off strong and take out Maniac up in Apartments.
Well, that's an opening kill we only saw really happen in the previous round, but none prior. It's seemingly been carrying the whole time, but there stands Apex. Get a little call on the way out, but the molly should go down and maybe slow him a touch, but no. They're breaking through towards the site. They finally have control, and this time Kenny S and RPK aren't in position just yet. Kenny makes the turn, but it's RPK to find Natu, sitting by that CT arch, but that smoke goes down. And on the T side, looking in control, but it's a 3v3, and it's possibly for at least this game.
I'm surprised that they used the molly so early, but single flash left on Caron, and a decent position here actually by 3D Max, and it looks like they want to just actively hunt here. Stonda dancing on the edge of that smoke. He sees the firing squad just waiting for him there. Xart wired so tight, manages to pick up the headshot onto RPK, and he's even just buying more time now as him and Caron. The last 2 alive. Caron hits that headshot from pit, and it's down to Kenny S. He's got the kit, but he has no time. He has no time to win this round. We will be going to overtime. First overtime of this tournament as far as I know.
I'm pretty sure. I haven't seen any of the others, even if they were played on the B stream, but my God, did 3D Max leave it a little late to get that 15th round. They were looking for that for, what is it, 7 in a row by the end of it? If not like 8, something incredible like that. 3D Max was struggling so much until that final play, and it just somehow fell into place.
Yeah, but that's it. There's that release of tension, perhaps, when you're right there, you're trying to close out that game. You've kept focused for so long, and then just at the end, you stumble. Just at the end, you can't quite pull it off. And, well, also off of the back of Disturbed, getting some great entry frags there for 3D Max, because it's the other way around. You fight hardest when your back really is up against the wall like that. So Disturbed steps up and actually finds the headshots that allows his team to get onto that site. And going into a 15-15, well, I mean, overtime scenario here. full money. Titan staying on CT side. 3D Max on the T side. And so far, 3D Max have done phenomenal work on their T side. If they can start off strong and pick up the first round here, it's going to be madness for Titan.
But it's also in my brain that Titan did so well once they got that full buy. They seemed to struggle until they got everything in place. You know, the smokes, everything money-wise. Once they get that, they were pretty solid. Prior to that, they were losing quite a few rounds. And it starts out for money. Maybe there's a shot there for 3D Max, maybe. But then again, you know, they had enough shots of their own on full money. I don't know where I'm putting this at the moment because, you know, I'd have said until that 6-round streak that Titan went on, it was 3D Max's game, 100%. But then Titan found that form. It just came out of nowhere. It wasn't just necessarily one player stepping up. RPK certainly did some wonders, but everyone had those moments.
RPK in particular, though, like he got the crucial frags. That quad kill round basically just saved Titan's bacon when he came through on that. So the big high impact rounds, Apex as well. I mean, everybody had their say, but RPK and Apex, that tag team duo over on that banana side, that really changed everything, I think, for Titan. And look at that, look at that.
You can see it. I
Apex is like, I know they're talking about it. I know I did well.
I know what's up. But honestly, that CZ play between them as well, changing the complete momentum of 3D Max. As soon as they picked it up, it kind of just threw it on its head. And I can't wait to watch that one back. I'm sure there'll be a clip of it just because it was so well controlled. And we know what the CZ is capable of. And, you know, everyone knows how much you can control with that gun. But just the absolute precision with it was second to none. They really showed what a brilliant player can do with that sort of gun in hand. That's the difference here. So you can see the teams just talking things through, getting ready for that overtime. I don't know what to make of this game anymore because you were actually pretty spot on. You said 50-50. This was the map, and you're pretty much exactly on point right now.
Yeah, well, now we see, you know, who's actually going to edge out that extra round that ruins it all. That 50-50, or are we going to get double overtime, Pansy?
Dude, I'm up for double overtime.
You up for double?
I'm absolutely up for double overtime right now because these two are just going backwards and forwards. We are going to be getting underway in overtime number 1. Let's see how far this goes. 15-15 is the overall score. And on the T side, starting out as they were before, but Kenny, yes, looking aggressive, starting out, picking up Stonda, and that's the start Titan wanted.
That is ludicrous. How does he just calmly step out? And he even had a split second there. Like, there was a moment, and then Kenny's just like, there he is. Just, okay, then, Kenny, thank you very much for showing that the update, the patch, all the devs right now are giving themselves a big pat on the back. Like, yes, we didn't neuter, our best opera, the best opera in the world. Okay, it's all right, guys. I mean, that's actually just so frustrating for 3D Max. This is a really difficult position because now they're down a man. They still have the gear, but to get onto a site, the A defense has been very solid for Titan so far.
And it's been Apex and Maniac who've been most certainly doing it. Kenny S, when he comes off that CT arch, just working wonderfully with them. And with so much left, with the CT side, they can throw out the smokes, they can throw out the flashes. A great little boost, though, but Karan can do nothing with it as Apex just stops him in his tracks out disturbed. And Natu going to be sitting there just kind of by quad, and I'm not sure what they can really achieve out of this.
I'm wondering as well, as Apex racks up a second kill. So Disturbed is gone. They're just getting picked apart, and this is the issue here. 3D Max need to go for a bit more of the straight power play. They need to go in as 4, go in as 5, stop holding these angles, and just see if they can't get a bit of a rush going, because Titan right now, when it comes down to these aim duels, Apex is getting fired up. He is already at 24 frags now. He's not breaking even, but he's close. And Kenny also just starting to warm up. That's a real problem. But look at how consistent it is across the board for Titan. I mean, 4 of your players are in 20 frags. That's really solid.
And I don't think we can deny how important Existence 15 kills have been. The amount of times he's been getting just 1 or 2 here or there that have been instrumental to the way this game's turned out. So, as you said, across the board, good performance. But looking at the T's now, they were that team on the CT side. They had everyone looking good, but then it started to kind of disperse, and they seemed to lose a little bit of that kind of power that they seem to have. So, looking at this one now, I'm wondering when that first kill is going to come in for Titan more than anything, whether it be Kenny S to find it, or Existence, or RPK picking up a cheeky kill here or there, but at the moment, 3D Max not really committing to too much. They just seem to want to take their time, and I don't really blame them at the moment. They're trying to just take away all those smokes, all those flashes, get them really burned out by Titan, but at the moment, Kenny S still holding the angle, waiting for that peek out of apps, but Zart getting very close over on towards B. He's literally centimeters away, and you can see it, like Existence is just waiting this one out. RPK gets the shot as well, and that's the first pick, and 3D Max once again completely lost. They don't have that power. They seem to be getting caught up in these smokes and flashes, and perfect work from Apex. Gonna flash him out, back away. The timing is not quite there. He's gonna readjust and wait for the play, and they're flashed up and they're pushing through. They're wrapping around towards spawn, and Apex awaits, but finally Natu breaks through.
Yeah, but this is gonna set it up for RPK now. They're caught in a box. Kenny, RPK, they're just gonna slaughter them. Nowhere for 3D Max to go. Caron is the last man alive. He's gonna have the bomb, but that is it. And they did attempt to go for, well, some kind of like layman's B split, basically, running through Arch, but they did group up. They lost their lurker, but then 3D Max go is 4. So that part of the play is great. You just need to actually, you know, not get your face taken off immediately every single time. And then if you do lose somebody, you need to get that return frag very quickly. Apex, he stepped out and kind of gifted himself. But then once they have that info, once they know the remaining members are there for 3D Max, it's easy for Titan to just step in and clean up. As we saw, RPK and Kenny, they just boxed them in.
Just such flexible play from Titan. They always seem to just know the answers of what's coming up, and maybe looking at 3D Max to speed up here, they're getting that a little bit more of a presence towards Banana, maybe thinking that's where they can go. Disturb switching up being the A player, but look at Apex. He's already down mid. He knows they're not here. He knows they're more than likely going to be on Banana.
He does this because he knows he has Kenny, and because Kenny applies that mental pressure to teams so that teams don't actually peek out. And there you go. Caron actually is going to clear up the defense. However, RPK in existence overwhelmed very quickly. Disturbed with the counter rotation through Banana. He knows that somebody is here. He knows that Apex is here. The reload and Apex is going to get picked off. He has to be. But Kenny in the meantime is going to find Xart. So balancing the scales here. 3D Max, crucial that they pick up this round.
Let's see if he can put that magic stick to any good. No, Caron doing magic work coming out. 3 kills this round. Not opening just, but closing as well. And now Maniac, 1v3, he's got a lot to do, but he may as well go for this one. Nothing stopping him. He does find Disturbed, but at least 1 round on the board for the T side of 3D Max in overtime. But is that enough?
Is that enough? That's the thing. So, I mean, 1 round is worth 5, we'll put it that way. I mean, their CT side was looking pretty good versus Titan earlier.
CT side was very strong.
I mean, what's mind-boggling is that they managed to do that. They managed to pull that off on a half buy because they didn't get a bomb
situation.
Plant. Exactly, they didn't get a bomb plant. And again, it's having your back to the wall, knowing that, hey, if we actually go and give Titan a perfect CT half, we're pretty much, you know, just signing off on this first map because they're so likely to actually pick up a round in the next half going into it here when Titan swap over to their T side. So 3D Max, they get their back to the wall and they strike out. You know, it's that bear. Could hear Natu roaring from here.
And I just want to see what they bring on the CT side. You can see the observers even pointing out that performance 32-20, including, you know, 1 overtime so far, or at least 1 half of overtime. But all in all, I just want to see how 3D Max now come into the CT side. Bearing in mind, they were so good the first time we got to see them there. They looked so solid at it. They looked really well-rounded. And Titan looked to be the team on the back foot. Now that switch around, how much of a mental strain has this entire game now played into it? And obviously, starting straight into overtime with, you know, the full money behind them, it's going to be a little bit of a different picture. And I just can't wait to see how this one switches up because 16-17 is still so close.
No doubt. And you're going into nuke next. So it's really important if you want to win this first map. Because if you're going into nuke next, you win the knife round, you start CT. I mean, it's a very advantageous position to find yourself in. So this is it, guys. Second half of this first round of overtime, 3D Max versus Titan, and it is going to be 3D Max now looking for their perfect half. And look at Stonda actually skimping on the nades, and not sure why he's doing this apart from the fact that it's MR3 10K. So if he were to lose this round, saving that $1,000 could potentially help him, you know, get another AWP in a round to come in the future.
Look at that. He had the opportunity so early on to find it. He did at least get a little information. I'm not sure it was he saw. It was either Apex or RPK. But he at least knows there's a good few players now already in towards the apartments. But a little bit of aggression early out from 3D Max, showing maybe there's still that confidence there for them.
Man, they've used so many nades. I mean, we're already into a minute. They don't even have any gear left. 2 flashes and a smoke. Where did all those nades go?
Instantly put down, and you can see the T starting to make a little bit of a more aggressive play, starting to take control over more mid, and Natu peeks out. He's going to find Apex. RBK comes back in, as does Kenny S, and that is looking like A's vulnerable. But still, 2 more players here for the CT side. Can Stonda show what he's made of with this ult?
Yeah, great self-control there by Stonda, not peeking that angle. Now he steps out and he misses the shot. Unfortunately for them, RPK cannot punish, however, so Stonda is going to be able to fall back onto this site. Caron holding in pit is not going to be long for this world. His existence takes out Stonda, who is lurking. It's now Caron against the world. And Titan are now on map point.
Massive round coming, and as you said, this was 3D Max's opportunity, and it just seemed they never had control over that. They let everything go. They used those smokes, flashes, everything so early, and then it was just done for. You could see the Titan just had their way with them, and well, it's all on you, 3D Max. Can you turn up now? This is the final round. In theory, I'll win it off this map, so let's see what Titan can do as well. Already Kenny S looking confident for that mid pick, and Natu and Zart on the receiving end, down Banana, but not really committing early on. No super fast aggressive play, but they're lining up, and this could be either win or loss here, at least on the first one. Zart has to back away, leaving Natu stranded. No help comes in now, and Natu gonna have to try and make a stand. He goes down, Maniac opens it up, and now Zart trying to slow him down desperately. Smoke comes through, but he's surely gonna be picked up. No, what a spray down, picks up the double, switches through, repositions, Disturb comes in, but it's Kenny S on the break, and this is dangerous 2v2 now.
And this is all over the place. Apparently it's just jittering out once again, but Kenny is going to be able to get the bomb plant, and it's Kenny and Maniac both heavily tagged, now holding on to this site in a 2v2 situation. Stonda and Caron are going to be pushing together, but they're holding in CT right now to see if anybody's going to be peeking out from Titan. Smoke goes down to block off Kenny as well, force him into a bit more of an awkward angle, and they're just going to go barging in. Maniac shows himself at top Banana, though. He's trying to draw attention here, but they want to clear out this site first, 3D Max. They don't care about the guy in Banana. In fact, they're going to just go ahead and kill him, and they'll get Kenny too. Do they have the time for the defuse, though? Caron, he's the man with the kit, and it is going to work. Plenty of time, and they will be able to stay alive here in this map, 3D Max. One round. They need one round to take this to a second round of overtime.
And Zart's play then, just slowing him down enough. I mean enough. That was a touch of time, and the positioning was brilliant, but that felt almost like it was over. Titan just seemed to have so much control then at the start, being able to kind of leave Natu out on a limb. He was pushed forward, he got picked up, and the push came out, but it shows that 3D Max can compete. And now here we go. Let's find out how this one's going to close out, at least for the first overtime. Will it go double, or are we going to find out any second now? Kenny is still looking for that opener. The UMP with Natu, still putting faith into this gun at such a pivotal round as well. It kind of keeps me on my toes, but Stonda, Disturbed, Caron looking like they want to lock down a Zart, pushing forward on Banana. Already Natu on the rotate as well, looking like they want to get over. Kenny is not going to get the open there. And look at Apex down so low very early on.
Yeah, very big damage actually dealt to him right off the bat. And that was Stonda, I think, a leg shot going on to him. So initial opening, initial spar, like a couple of the love taps go out just to feel each other up, and now it's going to be the take, because Titan have got control of mid and nobody is peeking for 3D Max's side. Titan going for a bit of a Dignitas style. Instead, they decide to step up to quad and actually start taking these fights. Disturbed, dancing behind the boxes on the site, trying to buy the time, but RPK too quick for him. He's going to walk in. Natu, however, does return and take out Existence, but they know that he's here, and he's getting closed in on as well. He decides to take the fight, and he does take a man with him, but it leaves XR alone now, and it's not going to happen. Maniac is there to close it out. They catch him as he rotates onto that site, and it's a 19-17 win for Titan. They take the first map in this best of 3, but that was far too close.
And RPK in that final round was just unbelievable. 4 to keep that one going. And to be fair, 3D Max read it. They had the players on the site. They had, I think, 4 players there. Natu a little bit late to the party, but he was there. And they still got it in the bag there. So RPK, brilliant performance from him from start to finish, let alone just in overtime. But speaking of the finish, what do we make of that performance so far? How's that going to now translate going into map number 2? Because bearing in mind, this was Titan's pick. Inferno was their choice. Now we're going to what in theory is 3D Max's. Where are we going to stand on this one, in your opinion, at least?
I still favor 3D Max on this.
You going for that?
Yeah, I still favor 3D Max on this map. They're comfortable on T side. They know how, they have everything down, locked on their CT side. So I would still go with 3D Max on this, and we should be seeing a map 3. Just because, look at how much of a struggle that was for Titan to win on their home map, on their own map. They nearly lost it so many times, and they were able to just barely get it back together again at the end. But if it's that close on your map, what's going to happen if you go into nuke?
It blows my mind. I can't wait for it, and I'm sure the guys at home as well are super pumped up for that one. So I don't know what to make of nuke. I still get so scared even thinking about that map. You know what can happen with just the knife round going in your favor, how it can build. But as the analysis desk was saying, they feel confident in how maybe the 3D Max are on the T side. They can pick up those rounds. It has changed a little bit in the last couple of, iterations of nuke. It's come back in. It's not maybe as drastically one-sided, but it's still that CT map from start to finish. So put yourself maybe in 3D Max's shoes. They get the T side. What do you think they're going to get?
They get the T side. I think they'll still be all right. I think they'll still be all right.
You feeling that?
I'm feeling it. I think Natu is very comfortable on the map. His boys are very comfortable on the map. They have a lot of experience on it, and we've seen good results for them in recent history, right? So I'm not counting the Finns out quite yet. Titan needs to be a bit more dominant than what they've shown so far in Inferno.
And I think that's a perfect note to leave it on for now. We're going to go to a very short break, but when we come back, it's going to be Nuke, and it's going to be incredible. Don't go too far. We'll see you very soon.